What villains changed Mark's life the most? Today we'll go through some of them and see who really turned his life upside down, and how these encounters shaped the Invincible we know. Let's begin. First on the list, Omni-man. At first, he was Earth's greatest hero and a father Mark looked up to, but later Nolan revealed himself as a viltrumite soldier who saw humans as nothing more than an inferior species. His loyalty to the Viltrum Empire came before anything else, even his own family. Their brutal fight shattered Mark's entire worldview. Everything he thought he knew turned out to be a lie. And even though this left a permanent scar on Mark, it also created something unexpected. Nolan himself eventually found redemption.
You don't understand! I'm not supposed to feel this way! How is this better?
This is how you should have felt on Earth.
And that only happened because of the lessons he learned from his son. In a way, they both changed each other forever. Next is Angstrom Levy. This is where things got dark. Angstrom forced Mark to cross a line he swore he'd never cross. In their battle, Mark thought he killed him, breaking his own no-kill rule. That moment mentally broke him. From then on, the fear of becoming just like his father haunted him every day. And when Angstrom returned, it only got worse. He didn't just come back. He came back with armies of alternate versions of Mark himself. And this time, Mark wasn't hesitant. He wanted Angstrom gone. That evolution shows just how much Angstrom twisted Mark's mindset and pushed him to places he never thought he'd go. Now let's talk about Conquest. Conquest represents pure trauma for Mark. Like Angstrom, he threatened the people Mark loved most, forcing Mark to go further than ever before. But unlike Angstrom, Conquest didn't teach Mark anything new. He just pushed him harder down the path his past enemies had already carved. Fighting Conquest wasn't just about survival, it was about being pushed past his limits, physically and mentally. If I was Mark, I'd rather face almost anyone else.
Cecil! I need you, Cecil!
Conquest was the one who scarred him in ways no one else could, and his fights with Conquest remained some of the most brutal in the entire story. Next, Thragg. Thragg didn't so much change Mark's ideology, but he forced him to evolve. To survive Thragg, Mark had to level up constantly, becoming stronger just to protect Earth and those closest to him. Thragg wasn't just a villain, he was a shadow that hung over Mark's life for years. Even when Mark left Earth, Thragg's threat followed him everywhere. And let's not forget the personal toll. So many of Mark's closest allies and loved ones became Thragg's victims. He was a long-term nightmare, someone Mark could never truly escape until the end. Now, Anissa. Anissa didn't just hurt Mark physically, she broke him in one of the darkest storylines in the comic. Her assault left scars deeper than any fight. Unlike battles he could recover from, what Anissa did haunted Mark psychologically and emotionally for the rest of his life. It shaped how he trusted others, how he saw the Viltrumites, and it added another heavy burden to the weight he already carried. Dinosaurus. Here's an interesting one, because technically Dinosaurus was both ally and villain. But his extremist views on saving the world by sacrificing millions of lives deeply challenged Mark. Mark struggled with him more ideologically than physically. Dinosaurus forced Mark to question what it really means to be a hero, and whether protecting everyone is even possible. Their relationship forced Mark to carry yet another heavy truth. Sometimes doing the right thing comes with consequences you can never escape. Robot. Yes, Robot started as a hero, but his betrayal hit Mark like a ton of bricks. When Rex turned on the Guardians and basically became a dictator for the greater good, it wasn't just shocking, it destroyed the trust Mark had in one of his oldest allies. Robot showed Mark that betrayal doesn't always come from enemies, it can come from the people closest to you. And that changed how Mark viewed leadership, trust, and responsibility forever. So when we look at it all together, Omni-man, Angstrom, Conquest, Thragg, Anissa, Dinosaurus, and even Robot each reshaped Invincible in different ways. Some broke him mentally, some scarred him physically, and some forced him to grow stronger whether he wanted to or not. Now I want to know, which villain do you think had the biggest impact on Mark's life? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Invincible content.